Good morning, everyone. My name is Yang Gu. I'm from Team PJ8. Today I'm going to do the SDD review, which stands for the Software Design Document Review. For the Software Design Document Review, it's divided into two parts. The first one is the organization and completeness. The second one is software design. For the organization and completeness, the first question is that are all formalized material and diagrammatic material accompanied by sufficient explanatory text in natural language? Take an example. This is part of our document. The figure structure shows our system structure and branches, and below the figure, it has a clear explanations about how we structure our system and how the system's working. The next question is that I design decisions documented explicitly and motivated. We use the Trello to record our decisions process. Before we make decision, we discuss within the group and also discuss with our leader, Mr. Sebastian, and once everyone approved to the design, and we record it in the Trello to help us to keep the progress. The next question is that has an evaluation of the software architecture been documented? So we think the software architecture evaluation should be covered all the user requirements. If all the user requirements are passed, and once we think the system should be passed the evaluation also. For example, this is the homepage requirements. All the listed specific are listed in the table, and the prototype is also shown in the bottom. And for the database, because it's not the user available to see it, so we also designed the database exactly the same as we planned in the 4 parts. The next question comes to the software design. Is the relationship to the requirements clearly motivated? Is it clear more how the proposed architecture realizes and requirements? As we can see the homepage requirements, the prototype looks alike at the bottom. And now I will show you our current system progress. This is the current homepage progress of our system. As we can see, it's exactly the same as we showed in the prototype. The next question is that are the resources necessary to perform software design activities on the project identified? Our system is divided into 2 parts, the front end and the server end. For the front end, we use the HTML, JavaScript, PHP, and CSS as our development tools. And for the server end, we use Python, MySQL as the tools for development. The next question is that is software structure identified using the documented design methodology? As we can see here, we use the document, it's named Software Engineering and Project. We list all the structure of our system, all the components designed in our system, and besides that, we explain every functionality of our components. And this is a diagram of our system about the flow data. And we also list every page's prototype, what should be like for our system to instruct us to do the development. The next question is that are system design entities, inputs and outputs derived from the software structure? So our system, the first input is the login. It's used for the username and the password. After the user login successfully, it's communicated to the server by the user request, such as the write code, press the compile button, press the submit button. After the server acquire the request from the user, and the server will send the feedback to the user, such as the notification of the successfully submitted and the rank information. The next question is that is the logical data model, which describes the system's data flow constructed. As we can see, this is our data, the logic data flow, and we will develop our system exactly follow the data flow and use it in our system. The next question is that is a system architecture including hardware, software, database, and data communication structure specified? The first is that our hardware. We're going to use the one laptop is the computer as our local server, and the database is using the MySQL to save the information of the system. Software is use the HTML to use for the web page or late design, and the JavaScript PHP is for the variables transformation from one page to another page, and the PHP is also in charge for the database communication, and the CSS is used for the decoration of the web page. The Python is used for the local host and the local compiler for the system. The next question is that is a physical data model based on the logical data model development. As we can see, this is our current process about our database. It consists of the answer question, login, checking, and the post question and the users. And we will enrich our database as the process goes on. The next question is that is the architecture complete? Are all requirements covered? I think this question is yes, because we design the software based on all the user requirements at the beginning stage. So all the requirements are covered in this system. The next question is that are all relevant architecture views provided? As we can see here, this is our architecture, but we also added the sandbox as a security function to our system to increase our system security. So the next question is that have alternative architectures been considered? At the beginning, we are planning to use the Angular.js as our website development tools. But after 1 week later, we decided to change to the alternative architectures, which is using the PHP and the HTML. Have non-functional requirements also been considered? As we can see, this is a demo of our current system. The current system is not only meet all the functionality requirements, as we can see the post question, view question, and answer question buttons. The other side, like the logo and the style of the system and the color we selected, the functionality we arranged, the layout we arranged is a non-functional requirements. So it's also being considered. The next question is that is the flexibility of the architecture demonstrated? How can it cope with likely changes in the requirements? Have the most relevant change scenarios been documented? So all the basic functions, such as the login and sign up function, and online editor, and even the user information editor functions, are all reusable. They can apply in different but similar systems if it's necessary, and all the changes are documented in our report. The next one is are functional design entities used as the basis for creating system modules, procedures, and objects? So this answer is yes also, because before we design the system, this system is the object-to-object system. So we need to make sure the systems can communicate between each object. The next one is that are changes to the system design baseline managed and controlled? Besides we using the Trello to control our system, we also have the group meeting discussion about our system to make sure our system is back in control. The last question is that are system design activities reviewed with the project manager, leader both periodically and as needed? Our leader is Mr. Sebastian, and we have the meeting every week, Wednesday, with Mr. Sebastian and get the feedback from the leader and communicate about the ideas with each other. So this question is yes. Thanks for watching my SDD review, and my name is Yang Gu, Team PJ8. Thank you.